are sitting in a dimly lit room. A doctor shines a light into your eye, and your pupil, the black circle at the center, shrinks. This is the pupillary light reflex, a simple, involuntary action. But what if the light in the room never changed, and yet your pupils began to grow? In the 1960s, psychologist Eckhart Hess noticed something peculiar. He found that his subjects' pupils dilated when they were shown emotionally charged images, completely independent of the ambient brightness. This wasn't a response to photons, but a response to information. The eye, it turned out, was not just a window for light to enter, but a screen on which the mind projected its effort. Consider this simple task. Multiply 13 by 24 in your head. As you begin to calculate, something measurable happens. Your pupils begin to expand. This phenomenon, known as task-evoked pupillary response, was famously explored by Daniel Kahneman. He discovered a direct, linear relationship. The harder the mental task, the wider the pupil dilates, right up to the moment of cognitive overload, when you give up. It acts as a visible barometer of your mental exertion. It's not just for math. Composing a sentence, recalling a memory, or focusing on a difficult sound all demand cognitive resources, and your pupils faithfully report the cost of that demand in real time. This entire response is orchestrated by a part of your nervous system you have no conscious control over, the autonomic nervous system. Imagine two sets of muscles within your iris. The sphincter pupillae, controlled by the parasympathetic system, your rest and digest network, to constrict the pupil. Pulling against it is the dilator pupillae, governed by the sympathetic system, your fight or flight network. When your brain allocates resources to a demanding task, the sympathetic system gets a jolt. This is the same system that increases your heart rate and sharpens your focus in a crisis. Your mental effort is being treated by your deep brain circuitry as a kind of silent internal emergency. Because this system is involuntary, pupil dilation is considered an honest signal. You can't fake it. While you can force a smile or feign laughter, you cannot will your pupils to expand. This makes it a raw, unfiltered broadcast of your internal state of arousal. And arousal here is a broad term. It can be triggered by a complex problem, a sudden loud noise, a feeling of fear, or, most famously, a spike of interest in another person. The brain doesn't initially differentiate. It simply registers a stimulus as significant and tells the sympathetic nervous system to open the gates, both for more light and for heightened readiness. Studies have consistently shown that when presented with two identical photos of a face, people will rate the one where the pupils have been subtly, digitally enlarged as more attractive or friendly. They are never consciously aware of the difference. They can't point to what changed. Yet their preference is clear. This raises a fascinating question. If our pupils are broadcasting our interest, are our brains evolved to unconsciously detect this minuscule signal in others? A change of less than a millimeter, lasting for only a moment, might be processed by our visual cortex without ever reaching our conscious mind. That fleeting gut feeling or instant sense of connection with someone might not be magic, but simply your brain, the ultimate pattern recognition machine, processing a flicker of data from the windows to their mind. Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.